Hi there guys, I'm Gilgari and today I'm going to be playing Warcraft 3. This is actually one of my favorite games of all time. So yeah, let's get into it. This is a map I was playing on before. It's a strategy game, which means you basically build gigantic armies with all different kinds of units. And then you try to take out the enemy's base over here, for example. Although I already did some damage to it, I just wanted to quickly show off the way this game actually works. So first of all, you've got these heroes like Arthas and Jaina, Proudmoore. And these heroes are, of course, first of all, a lot more powerful than your standard footmen or priests or other units. And they have got 4 different abilities, which they can unlock through leveling up. As you can see, both of my heroes are level 4 right now, although Arthas is about to level up. And there are, of course, different classes. For example, Arthas as a paladin has different abilities as an archmage like Jaina. Then there are, of course, other units. First of all, there are footmen. Well, you're basic standard warriors. Then there are riflemen who can strike from a distance. Then there are these guys, peasants, which are pretty important since they can gather up all of your resources that you need in order to build your armies. And then, finally, you also have some magical units like this priest, for example. But in order to build those, we need this, an arcane sanctum. And in order to build one, we first need to upgrade our town hall to a keep. So let's do that first, since we've got enough resources. Your first, most important resource is probably going to be gold, which you get thanks to gold mines. And your other resource is lumber, which you get, of course, by chopping down some trees. But it seems that our gold mine is starting to run low with only 3,100 or so left. So I'm going to have to secure a second gold mine, and we found one over here. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to send out Jaina to get some. I've already arranged for some peasants to be sent there to start mining. So that should do.
I can help. I'll check it out.
I'll first go with these two.
Sounds interesting.
I don't know if there are going to be any enemies out there.
I'll check it out.
Hope not, but if there's a hero with them, it should probably work.
I'll take care
Nope,
of it.
nothing here.
Sounds interesting.
Of course,
I'll check
priests
it out.
are magical units that heal the others, and they are a lot more vulnerable. Ah, found someone here. Where's that one going? Ah, there's an entire camp over here. Units also have different abilities. For example, this defense ability. Oh, gotta get the priest out of there. Gotta get the priest. Let's kill this one first.
Sounds interesting.
Of course, killing even these small enemies will allow you to get some gold.
What do you need?
Different units get different abilities depending on the research you do. For example, I had to research this at my local barracks. Same with upgrade for long rifles for the riflemen. Thanks to an upgrade I researched, they're able to defend themselves, and it basically grants them extra defense against arrows and ranged attacks.
I'm trying to think here. I'll take care of it.
Which is pretty good against these
I'll check it out.
units that fire stuff at you. Ah, we found a merchant. Only heroes can actually buy stuff at a merchant. So I'm going to buy something. Let's buy a mana potion for a mage, pretty important. Something that increases armor and dispels magical effects. We've got enough money. We can do with
I
something.
can help. I'll check it out.
Of course, your heroes also carry over their items to the next map.
I'll check it
So, for example, if in the next map we get to in the campaign,
out. You asked.
this is the campaign I'm playing. I'm not playing online or anything, but you probably already figured that out. Since his defense ability won't really help against these melee type creatures,
What's the
or a bit slow on the water elemental.
I'm trying to think.
So I'm not going to use the defense because it also slows them down.
That's my friend.
Priest, of course, still have this ability, which allows them to drop an item. To give some extra protection, and we were slowed.
Our gold mine is running low.
And as expected, we get the message that our gold has almost run out. And I will soon have to dispatch these, but I don't really want to send them in alone, so I'm going to train 2 footmen to aid them. And we still got enough food. Food is basically what you need in order to keep building units. If you can't supply them with anything, then, well, you just can't build them. Food is created by these farms and, of course, by your main keep or town hall. Farms produce 6 food and a keep produces 12. So farms are pretty important. Also, if you want to build a gigantic army, it's not really going to work because there's this upkeep rule. As you see, the more food you get, the higher the upkeep. Well, actually, the more units that consume food you get, the higher the upkeep. So at the moment, I only have 25 soldiers that are using up some food. For example, a footman uses up 2. Oh, that's just 1 ghoul. I've got some heavy mortar teams here, so that should do. So I'm gonna send in these guys to secure that, help secure that gold mine, and then I'm gonna quickly build as soon as I finish off the dangers here. To make sure my peasants can pass. I don't think I'll need my bonus armor and magic scroll yet. Alright, let's go. It's after retreating.
What's the plan?
He can easily be replaced, but I'd rather not waste any money on replacing units.
Sounds interesting.
He's not even so important at the
I'll
moment.
check it out. Sounds good. I'll take care of it.
I really am a huge lover of these kind of games, these strategy games.
I'm trying to think.
That's why Warcraft 3 is probably my favorite game of all
Sounds
time.
interesting. Sounds good.
World of Warcraft is also an MMO I really
I'll take care of
like. I don't know if it's my favorite, probably, I guess.
What?
But it is the MMO that I played most out of all others.
Righto.
So time to build this. Of course, there are also different races in Warcraft 3. I'm playing human, as you can see.
Yes, me lord.
That's the start of the campaign, but there are also, for example, undead, which are these, which are basically... This is basically my favorite race, because they have the ability to bring back corpses and stuff.
Has collapsed.
Oh, seems we ran out of gold.
Easy.
No problem, because we're going to start up
Yes,
mining some new gold pretty soon. I'm going to leave a few footmen here to defend, and I'm going to let them build a barracks to protect themselves.
Yes,
So,
my liege.
you can stay here.
I'm trying to think here.
Alright, and now I'm going to bring her over here, and then I'm going to prepare for an attack on the enemy base. The enemy base has already been weakened. There were like some graveyards and cemeteries and stuff over here. But yeah, every race has its own unique abilities, I guess, and buildings they can build, and units.
More work.
For example, a very useful ability of humans, probably the most useful, is that peasants can combine their working time to build gigantic structures very quickly. So basically, by using 5 peasants to work on a single building, you can really speed up the process. But as you see, it also consumes resources a lot faster. So I'm gonna pay a bit more for this town hall, but I'm willing to do it if it can be completed fairly quickly. Then of course these will automatically start to mine some gold from this. 11,000 should last us a little while, more than enough to defeat this enemy base since it's already been weakened a lot.
Yes, me lord. Job done.
Beautiful. But first I'm gonna let these guys build a barracks, just in case, so that we can summon up some reinforcements over here. These guys can work together. Since we're not getting any more gold right now, we really need this gold mine actually.
More work.
Since I don't have that many units either, I don't think I'll be able to take on the rest of the base with just Jaina and Arthas. Bear in mind that I'm playing campaign, so there are also like quests. For example, we have to explore Underhall, which is basically beyond the point beyond this enemy base. So we have to get to the city behind it. I also really love the lore in this. Like, this is basically the story before World of Warcraft. I'm gonna upgrade my scout towers to become guard towers so that they can actually fire upon enemies.
Hello.
And this mortar team should do fine to blast some enemies to bits from a distance, but they're very vulnerable
Yes, my liege.
in actual combat.
What?
Okay, these guys are ready. I'm gonna let them mine some gold. I'm also gonna train 2 riflemen to stand here as a basic form of protection. And I think then we can start
What
to
ails you?
think about a way to
Yes, me lord.
increase our forces.
Yes, me lord.
Yeah, alright. Just hand over the wood.
Off I
Yeah.
go then.
Our
forces
are
under attack.
Oh. Okay. Ah, Arthur level up. Perfect. I'm going to increase his Holy Light ability. Very useful ability. Allows you to both heal friends and damage enemies. But only undead enemies, of course. No, the guard tower was damaged.
Stand for the light.
Of course, all buildings that are damaged can simply be repaired by peasants. It's not really a problem.
What?
So,
Upgrade complete.
time to build our Arcane Sanctum. This can be used to build more priests, which can heal our units. So this should be fairly useful.
Yes, my friend.
As for the rest, I think I'm going to send in my 2 heroes alongside with a small group of, I don't know, probably some footmen. I don't think I'm going to build too many riflemen, just a few. Because I want to have the riflemen up as support and not really doing the actual fighting. First I'm going to upgrade this, this. Alright, let's start building.
Job's done.
You can assign a point where they have to go to instantly when they're done. So like right now they'll simply go to Arthas. If you've ever played World of Warcraft, then you've probably heard of Arthas. And yes, it is the same Arthas, and he's, well, pretty famous I guess in World of Warcraft. So we still don't have an upkeep yet, but we'll probably have a low upkeep once all of these are done, which means we're going to get less gold.
The light is my strength.
So I'd rather not wait too long before attacking.
Is my aid required?
Ah, Sanctum is ready. Maybe we could also build a workshop. These provide us with the heavy siege units, like the Mordor teams. Of course, these were units that I got from my last mission on my last map. These were some units I got from there that moved over to this map. I'm not going to teach them Dispel Magic. The Undead is probably my favorite race because, yeah, I've got a low upkeep. Because even though humans can combine their peasants to build structures fairly quickly, Undead have this awesome ability. They can simply summon buildings, which means they don't really build them. They just open up a portal and the building will appear automatically after a set amount of time. Which basically, you assign one of your acolytes, I think it is, for the Undead instead of peasants. And they'll simply start summoning the building, and the building will finish itself. So the acolyte doesn't even have to stay there, which means they can build a large number of buildings all at the same time. Of course, the building process cannot be sped up, which is pretty annoying, but it's still my favorite race. These priests can also learn an ability which is Dispel Magic, which can dispel, for example, this corruption. That's something that the Undead spreads. The Undead can only build their structures on corruption, which is pretty annoying. But for example, if they build this, which is a necropolis, then the corruption will simply spread to all of the ground around it. So basically they build their own version of the keep, and then a large blight appears all around it, and then they can start building. That's also a disadvantage, I guess. Also, peasants aren't entirely useless. Even if you want to use them at militia, you can by simply doing this. By using Call to Arms, all peasants temporarily turn into militia, which can be used to fight. But I don't really like doing that, unfortunately, because they only transform for a set amount of time and they're not that powerful. And I think our scout force is ready. So let's go and finish off these enemies.
Of course.
Arthas also has Divine Shield, which allows him to become invulnerable for a small amount of time. Also a fairly useful ability. These are still some buildings that were left damaged. Of course I'm going to summon a Water Elemental thanks to Jaina's ability. And of course this Halls of the Dead. Halls of the Dead, yeah. That's the upgraded form of the Necropolis. One of our units died. It does a fairly large amount of damage actually, and it's pretty hard to destroy. Our keep, for example, doesn't do any damage to enemy soldiers, which is also why I like the Undead. And their structures actually damage the enemy, like the same way our guard towers, too late. Yeah, we should probably be focusing more upon this game, but oh well. We're gonna win anyway, so we have to stop these quickly though. Of course these are the Acolytes that are using this haunted gold mine. Yeah, that one's gonna die. I'm gonna finish him with my Holy Light. I'm gonna quickly end it. Finally. Now the damage stopped. Now we quickly have to destroy their... they still have some attacking tower here. No! Retreat, retreat! Damn it, they got him. Now our riflemen are alone, which isn't really ideal, but they'll survive long enough. Well, first of all, I want to stop their productive buildings, because this is a thing that's going to continue creating enemies until we destroy it, so we have to be quick. Another reason why I like undead so much is because of an ability that a certain caster type amongst undead have. They can reanimate corpses, and that's just like all of these corpses here. All of them can be turned into enemies again, and that is really useful. Believe me, I really love that ability. Like sometimes I go with just a few necromancers to the enemy base. Necromancers are basically the priest form for the undead, so a bit like these guys here. Alright, return to the battlefield. Come on, quickly finish this. Another water elemental, maybe. And now we're gonna finish this. I don't think I'm gonna cure the blight around this area. It's not really that important. And that's that. Arthur has taken a fair amount of damage, but it's not really all that serious. Let's kill off these minions first. I'm gonna train some more units, and I'm gonna use them to advance a bit further. I'm also gonna send in some priests in order to make sure that our units are quickly healed. I don't really want to go in with damaged units into Onderhall. Great. Like when I play undead, the thing I usually do is I just build a gigantic number of necromancers, and I go to them. I go with like one hero, and if that hero can kill a minion, then the necromancers will simply turn it into a minion. That minion kills other guys. Those guys can be turned into minions, and by the end of the battle, I've got like a gigantic army. Even though these soldiers eventually disappear after a little while, these bone soldiers, and when they disappear, of course, they don't leave a corpse, because that would just be ridiculous. Let's finish up this building quickly, and then we can go on into Anderhall. Have priests arrived yet? Yeah, they've arrived. Okay. I'm not even gonna wait anymore. I'm just gonna go. Looks like defense failed over here.
Hello again, children. I am Kel'Thuzad, and I've come to deliver a warning. Leave well enough alone. Your curiosity will be the death of you.
Are you responsible for this plague, Necromancer? Is this cult your doing?
Yes, I ordered the Cult of the Damned to distribute the plagued grain. But the sole credit is not mine.
What do you mean?
I serve the Dreadlord, Mal'Ganis. He commands the scourge that will cleanse this land and establish a paradise of eternal darkness.
And what exactly is this scourge meant to cleanse?
Why, the living, of course. His plan is already in motion. Seek him out at Stratholme if you need further proof.
For honor.
So, that was the Lich Kel'Thuzad. So that's a bit of the storyline here. We've got to stop infected grain. Basically, the undead have infected a grain that is being eaten, well, pretty much everywhere in where humans live.
Of course. Certainly. Of course.
And of course, these humans then turn into undead after eating these poisonous grains, so they just keep increasing their armies. Abominations. These things can actually be really annoying, but they are gigantic heaps of meat. I'm not gonna be in time, am I? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it. Make another water element. I keep forgetting to do that. let's give everyone some bonus armor. This is the appropriate time to use it. Let's damage these a bit. Arsus is taking a fair amount of damage, but it's not really a problem. Undead also have these like gigantic units, I really love them. They also have frostworms, which are basically just skeletal dragons. And they're indestructible pretty much. However, the only problem is they take up like gigantic amounts of food, which means if you train a few frostworms, you won't be able to train anything else, and when they take down the frostworms, it'll all be over. Even so, I love them. This is the slaughterhouse that creates these abominations. So I want to take this out quickly just in case any more are coming, but I don't think so. I don't see it working. Normally the wheel like spins around when it works. Let's finish off Kel'Thuzad quickly. Ah, actually did it in one hit.
Naive fool. My death will make little difference in the long run. For now, the scourging of this land begins.
Well, that's comforting to know. So that's gonna be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more of Warcraft 3, then just leave a comment or leave a like, and if I get enough support, I'll continue. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope I can see you all next time. Bye!